Can I tell you about this journey I've been on?
Yeah.
So I've been playing this game called Alien Invasion RPG, and it's a game where you're just this little alien and you go around eating people, and you get like little like bonuses and tokens and stuff like that for eating them. You can like
Uh,
level up and stuff like that.
this
It's
is on
just
your phone?
yeah, it's on my phone. It's real stupid. It's the kind of game that you would get advertised to you on like a casino, another like casino game or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
Yeah.
low grade game. And there's a lot of bugs in it. Doesn't really work that well. They just kind of like stopped making, like, working on it at a certain point. You can tell, like, you advance to the next level and it's literally just like there's just a bunch of guys standing around in a gigantic open room. Like
Uh-huh.
they just totally phoned it in. So I went on to the subreddit, and I was like, seeing if there's like any like content coming out soon, any new levels coming up,
Mm.
and saw that it was just a bunch of people on there bitching about how bad the game was. So I looked up to where like the game developers were, and they were
Uh-huh.
in the island of Cyprus, which is
Hmm.
like a tax haven. It's like where everybody goes to launder their money,
Yeah.
like in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote this post that's like, okay, I'm going to send these guys this email that says if they don't come out with some new levels, I'm going to report them, to the financial crimes division of the U.S. government.
Yeah.
And in the off chance that they're like, like laundering Russian oligarch money or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody laughed at me and said it was stupid and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And then totally coincidentally, some new levels were announced on the game.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
And so, of course, I go on there and I start taking credit for it left and right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Telling everybody that they should thank me. And, they didn't take too kindly to that. And they started, making fun of me, calling me, saying I had my head up my ass and uh, laughing at me and stuff like that. So um, I'm just plotting my next move. And I actually wrote a post and I deleted it because it just seemed like it's taking up too much time in my life.
Uh-huh.
But the post was like, I have a confession to make. I lied about sending the email. I never sent it, which is true. I didn't send it. Uh, and that was wrong of me. I wanted to seem like I was responsible for the new content coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I said, but know this, I crave attention of any kind, negative or positive. So if you decide that you want us to comment, the best, if you're feeling any animosity towards me about my lying about being responsible for this new content,
Mm-hmm.
just ignore me, and that will be punishment enough.
Yeah.
And know that if you make fun of me, call me stupid, laugh at me, say I need help,
Uh-huh.
like mental health issues, whatever, that's exactly what I want. And you'll be feeding into this
Yeah,
craving for attention.
don't disagree with me.
Yeah. Like if you say anything that says more about you, now that you know this,
Uh-huh.
what I'm about, if you comment now, call me an idiot or an asshole or whatever, it says more about you than it does about me.
Welcome to the Fantasy Cast podcast, where three grown men pass the time by sharing their deepest, darkest fantasies. Here we go.
Great thing about these games now is that it's just not about you being alone in a room. There's a community that you can hook into at any moment, and that's always fascinated me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not alone. People complain about all of these miserable people that have no social skills. That they say, they call them incels and stuff. They couldn't get laid in a Hawaiian airport. Um, these males are a danger. They're not a danger. They're part of a community. The fraternal order is strong. They go on Reddit. They talk about games and stuff. That's their thing. When we were coming up, shout out to Ricky. This kind of includes him in the story. But we used to do trade. We had a tape club. We get tapes of albums and we trade them with each other. Shout out to Mohammed, shout out to Fahim from Newberry Academy. We would all make tapes and like trade them with each other. Shout out to all those guys. And it's no different than video games. It's the same exact thing. It's just the culture is different, and we need to adapt to it.
Yeah, that rings true, and on the level of the ferocity and the just mean and cruel and personal nature of these Reddit responders. They just like gang up on you, and they try to beat you down, mold you into something. They try to make you subservient to whatever their like Reddit community is,
to control you.
And the reason
silence you, to control you.
Yeah, and I was bucking that. I was saying, here I am. I'm actually doing something. I'm not just sitting on this thing complaining. I'm actually doing something. I'm sending this threatening email saying I'm going to call the authorities on them.
Yeah,
and it got results. Now that was a lie. I didn't do that, but they didn't know that. They still don't know that. I also.
You don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of respect for these guys, but you want respect from them.
I just want attention.
Oh,
yeah. One of the demands in the blackmail letter, basically, that said I was going to turn them into the authorities, is that the aliens should have new skins that you can try, and they're different undies. So if they come out with different undies, then you know that they've been reading my posts.
But you kind of got them by the balls. No one thought that it was some sort of tax haven situation.
What's actually
laundering money? What's laundering money?
Well, here's the thing. I actually think that they might be laundering money. And stay with me here. I don't think so. Okay. So they have this tax haven in Cyprus, right? In this like basically WeWork space where they just have an address and no actual like people there. And it's right fucking next to the Russian consulate. That's no joke. What are the odds of that?
That's weird.
Like across the street from the Russian consulate in this like office building that just sells addresses to companies that want to, claim Cyprus so they can funnel their money there. True. It's probably true. And then like if you buy like in-game purchases, like you buy a bunch of like power-ups or whatever, there's no like hard material product that you're getting. So it's stopping them from just juicing those numbers and saying, yeah, some dude came out and bought 50 grand worth of shit.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? You looking up the game on your phone?
Well, I was cleaning my nails. I was cleaning my nails and I carved Mike Lopez Nation in the table.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
In nail gunk?
Cheese? Just like I have this, I don't know what this is. I think it's like a leather punch or something. Just here I just started carving into the table.
That's real. That's like a prison thing to do. It's like something you do in your cell. The thing you're holding looks like a shiv.
I guess it do, don't it? So welcome to the Fantasy Podcast. This is Mike speaking. We got Nathan, producer Nathan. Edits it as the producer. Me, I'm Chicago-based cultural guy.
You're an influencer.
Influencer. Just holding on by a thread. People don't like me on the street. They don't like. I haven't had one good interaction with literally anyone in Chicago in the past 3 years. You know what I mean? Customer service is spiraling downhill. Everyone acts like an asshole. I just bought a bike. As I'm getting checked out, the guys are acting like I'm robbing them. Like I slapped them in their face or something like that.
Yeah, everybody's scared.
What's going on? Also, they let you test drive the bike. They're like, "Do you want to test drive this bike?" I was like, "No, I'm just going to take it." And they looked at me like I was serious. One of the bike young men, was wearing a mask for no reason. Not even like a
Nixon mask.
no. It was like a winter mask. Just wearing it because he thinks it looks cool. So he was glaring at me like I was actually going to steal a bike while standing in front of them. I'm 40 years old.
You think they were profiling you?
I just think they're just lighting up.
Yeah, taking themselves too seriously.
I just give you over $300. This piece of shit used bike.
Yeah, you work in a bike shop. You should be getting like ripping bongs in the back and like like partying with your friends.
Lighten up, have some fun.
Yeah,
then I went to a Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered it on the phone. This guy's like, "Yeah, hello." And I give him my order. He's like, "Yeah, we got that." I asked him if they had a quesadilla. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, we got that." And I'm like, okay. I show up. This guy's got. He's eating three taco dinner. When I walk in there, he's like tired that I'm there to get the food.
I'm gonna be honest with you, guy. I never put your order in.
And it was just, and he's like, we don't take card, only cash. Cash, Zelle, and then like something else. He kept mumbling it. Like, what's the other thing? He's like, we only do cash, Zelle, and then Zelle. I'm down a clicker. Like click. There's click in the word. You can edit all this out. Let's not go anywhere. I just think people are extra cruel lately.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I think everybody's trying to put you in your place at all times. Everybody's on the defensive constantly.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it does.
Okay, let's move on.
I want to get on a fantasy frequency. I feel safer when I'm on that frequency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Here's a good.
I had a couple fantasies. So I went on vacation this summer.
I'm glad you brought that up. Beach life.
And we got an Airbnb, and they had a Roku. And it's cool to go on Roku and see other people's accounts that are signed up for like HBO Max or Netflix or whatever, and you can see their algorithm, and it's like a window into their psyche. And then I was using someone's like HBO, and I think they kind of found out that someone else was using their thing, so they kind of changed their password or something and kind of get back into the HBO. And I thought it'd be really cool to be on the other end, be this person whose account is being used from an Airbnb and using it as an excuse to like feel violated by that. You know what I mean? To like,
yeah,
like my marriage is already on rocky ground, and I use this as an excuse to just like really tear apart the last strings of my marriage.
Yeah.
By like going on a revenge, getting fixated on revenge for this person that's at an Airbnb using my HBO Max account.
Yeah. What would that look like?
I think I would probably contact the person who runs the Airbnb and come at them first. And I would just be like, what are you guys doing? You're using my account on your Airbnb, blowing it out of proportion, trumping it up. You're probably using it in all your Airbnb. How many Airbnbs you have using my account in all of them? You are, aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm scrolling through the Netflix. I'm sorry, the HBO Max. I'm like, I would never watch this. Why is it recommending or Hulu? Why is it recommending like I get like preventative AIDS advertisements and like stuff?
You really got me in hot water with my wife on this one.
Yeah, Blue Chew and just like advertisements that like no one in it is straight, and getting really defensive about that and pulling that up while I'm yelling at the Airbnb guy. And he's like, he doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about or who I am. So I basically just would probably just drive down to Florida.
Mhm.
I'd be in like a manic state at this point.
Mhm.
And I would get there like at like 4 in the morning and just start pounding on the windows, circling around the
Mhm.
place, pounding on the windows. And it just escalates into like a really violent thing. I break in there and I'm like holding them hostage and stuff.
Mhm.
And it just doesn't end well. Basically, like a SWAT team comes in, puts a bullet right in the middle of my head. I just thought that would be an interesting way to go out. Cathartic, you know what I mean? I feel a lot of people can relate to that fantasy of just falling down situation. I feel like we're in a falling down culture right
Yeah.
now where everyone
Yeah.
is kind of like ready to be the guy from falling down.
Yeah.
Like they just can't take anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. I could see you you're pacing around out in front of the house. The family comes out onto the front porch to have a like coffee in the morning. And you're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you guys ever seen Big Little Lies?" And they're
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, we just watched that." "Yeah, you watched it on my fucking account." And then you use that as the foot in the door to kind of instigate and blow it all out of proportion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then I bust in there. I'm holding them hostage. I have a single grenade in my hand with no pin in it. And if I let go, then it's going to blow up.
Yeah.
And I start drinking.
Mm-hmm.
I get some alcohol delivered. I get some kava and some alcohol delivered to me. Because in Florida, they have these like kava stands.
Yeah.
CBD,
Did you drink any?
kava CBD combo. I got some kava. Made my mouth numb.
What'd you think?
It gave you really cool dreams.
Yeah.
For that, it was almost worth it. Otherwise, they scare me. They're like, "Whoa, you can't drink on this thing, man."
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck? This doesn't do shit."
No.
But I was scared for a second.
It helps you get to sleep.
Yeah.
It's like melatonin.
Yeah. It's like that sleepy time bear tea. It's like really dangerous. Whoa, man! I can't let you drink on this.
Yeah. So, anyways, you're getting crossfaded on kava.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting crossfaded on
kava,
kratom, and Coors, and I start getting loopy, and I have their little girl on my lap. I'm like, "You're just like my daughter. I love you so much." You know what I mean? Creeping them that they're so terrified. I'm also holding a grenade in my hand. And I make the husband and wife dance in front of me.
Yeah.
And I
put on a record.
Yeah, I put on. It's one of these Airbnbs that has like a guitar on the wall, bolted into the wall, and like there's a mono print of like Elvis Presley and like Ja Rule and Bob Marley all together and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I make them dance in front of me, and I just start crying, really scaring this kid. I start crying, and I'm holding the girl, and I'm like, "Everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be all right." Just then, this SWAT team busts in, and I put my hands in the air. And I'm like, I'm fine. Just let him go. And they just shoot me right in the face.
Yeah.
The little girl is... Let me tell you, I got through to the little girl, okay?
Oh.
So, like, they're putting the silver blanket around her and the foil blanket around her and the ambulance.
She's got a teddy bear, too.
Yeah.
That has blood on it still.
Yeah. And she won't let it go. They try to get it away from her. We need that for evidence. And the detective just let her keep it. She looks at it, and you just it crossfades between my face and the teddy bear's face. Yeah. She says to the teddy bear, "I'll never let you go." She hugs the teddy bear, looks up at the camera. And she says, "I'll never let you go." And it fades to black, and you're like, "Oh shit." You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
my spirit lives on in this little girl. Fantasy
Yeah.
is called Daddy's Girl.
Yeah. I picture you're drinking the Coors and you have like it's like a bigger than a tall boy. It's like a 32 ounce and it's duct taped to your hands. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's cool.
Like my biceps. It's like I'm like hold the girl.
Yeah.
And
You've got them duct taped to your arm like a bandolero. You can just keep popping them and drinking.
that'd be cool.
That's cool. Yeah, I like that fantasy a lot. It reminds me of what the guy from The Flash actually did. Or it's like something
Ezra.
that the guy from The Flash, would actually do.
Yeah.
Didn't he do some shit like that on like Hawaii?
Hawaii, I think he
he like broke
got involved
attacked
with
a guy
couple,
at a bar.
Yeah, he got involved with like a couple and like threatened them with a gun.
Yeah.
I love this hearing stories about this guy.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
I know. He really does it up. He takes full advantage of his celebrity status to do all the crazy shit that most people are afraid to do.
He's definitely an all attention, positive or negative kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
He'll do anything for it. God knows
Like
what he wants.
Yeah, like once, like he took it too far at the karaoke bar or whatever, and they kicked him out. So he just like followed somebody home and like forced them at gunpoint to pay attention to him. It's pretty impressive.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I haven't been around that kind of psychotic energy in a while. I feel like you bump up against people like that every once in a while.
Yeah. Who's someone that comes to mind for you?
I don't know, but I feel like I don't know, but I feel like I have.
Yeah. I
don't think I've ever let anyone like that too much in my life because it's just they're such a red flag. You know, just kind of under the surface, maybe.
A couple of those like skinhead guys were like that.
Yeah.
And even like a couple of those Bosnian dudes were like that.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, they could just do some completely insane shit at any point.
Yeah, if they're like bad drinkers.
Yeah.
And again, I'm like crying and screaming, but then also like threatening to hurt you.
Yeah.
Someone or themselves.
Yeah.
I remember actually one time I was at this party and it's always blonde people, men. I was at this party and this guy like bumped into me and he was like being an ass. He was just being an ass. He like intentionally bumped into me and like said something and I was like, geez, sorry, whatever. Walked away and he was talking to some girl and I was like, wow, that guy's a fucking psychopath. And then as I was driving away from the party, I just saw him crying in the middle of the street surrounded by like two other people.
Yeah.
I was like, I knew it. It like doesn't matter. Yeah.
No. That's just the pain finds a way to come out.
There's always like people who will humor them.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's either like you're sitting around comforting him as he cries in the middle of the street, or he's in the party being a psycho. So like I bet one of those people were like, I'm gonna take one for the team and like listen to this dude while he cries to get him away from everybody.
Yeah. Anyhow.
I got a beach life fantasy.
Okay.
So like I work an office job. I'm like a something completely like you would never think of this job in a million years, like a researcher for like a law firm that does real estate tax law or something like that. Just like really literally staring at a screen all day long. And nobody really, I'm very forgettable. Nobody really has any kind of real relationship with me. They just assume that I don't have a personal life because I don't talk about anything really. Like I'm slightly annoying, but mostly harmless. And I've been very unsuccessful with women my whole life. I'm single. This fantasy, and I decide I'm gonna like shake things up, and I'm gonna been reading a lot of online literature about beach life and like what that can do to you, you know, and how it can just fill your soul up with just incredible vibes that change you, who you are. The experience changes who you are. So I take a weekend vacation to the beach on the East Coast, go to the shore, and I get a hotel room, and I'm in traffic for like 6 hours getting out there. I finally get to the hotel room. I walk down to the boardwalk, and I'm hit with just like the smell of the salty in the air and the deep fried boardwalk fries, and this like stickiness of the candy that has been soaked into the wood of the boardwalk for years. A little bit smells like rotting fish a little bit from the beach. And I just feel the energy, you know, and I take a little another whiff in the air, and I smell a little bit of weed in the air, and look over, and some like 18, 19-year-olds smoking a little bit of Chiba. They have shirts on from the arcade that's right there. Like they just got off work. And I walk over there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on there, little fella? What's going on there, little homie? Let me get one good hit of that J, man. Let me get one good hit of that J, little homie." And he like turns around, like looks over his shoulder, and like kind of ignores me. And he keeps smoking. And I'm like, "Oh, come on, little homie. Give me a little bit of hit of that J. Let me just get one little tiny hit." And he still's ignoring me. And he's like, being kind of dismissive of me. And so I become a little bit more assertive, and I start getting in his face a little bit more. And I'm like, "Come on, man. Don't be foul. Don't be a foul dude, man. Little homie, give me a little hit of that." His friend is just like, "Just give him a little hit. Get him the fuck out of here." So he passes me the joint. And I take like a quarter of a pull, and I just start hacking. Like I just fucking, like I'm having some kind of attack, and I just fall to my knees, and I'm just like hacking and spitting in the ground. And the kids are like, "Man, let's just get the fuck out of here." So they leave. And I'm like, "That was some pressure." Yeah. That was the pressure. That was that pressure. That was that pressure. That was that pressure. And the ringing of the arcade, the jingly jangly like casino sound of the arcade starts like entering. I can feel it entering into my head. I can feel it bouncing around in my brain. And I'm like the energy of the beach just surges into me, and I just feel completely renewed. And I feel like the light looks brighter, the air feels lighter, and I just get up, and I feel like I'm just floating. I'm just like transporting through time and space. And there's this little kid that's crying, and I get down. He's crying in a stroller, and his parents are trying to comfort him. I'm like, "Let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot." So I start dancing in front of the kid. I'm like, "He likes this. I can cheer him up. I can cheer him up." The kid keeps crying. I'm dancing like a monkey. I'm like, "Ooh, ooh, ah, ah, ooh, ooh, ah. Come on, buddy. You can laugh. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I love you. It's okay." And parents wheel this kid away, but I keep dancing. I'm like, "It's okay. I'm a monkey. It's okay. I'm a monkey." I'm just dancing there on the boardwalk, and a bunch of like things happen, and like time really doesn't matter. So I steal a bunch of French fries from some seagulls. I get beat up pretty badly. But it doesn't really register what's happening. I'm like looking at a couple. I'm talking to a couple that's sitting on the beach, and I'm like, "You guys look so good together. You guys look so good together. You guys look perfect. I just see your connection right here. You can see that you guys really love each other." And like I get up, and I wander off up into the town. And I get some chicken tendies from a 7-Eleven. And I bring it to this little park, and I'm sharing these chicken tendies with a raccoon, like this really friendly raccoon that followed me over there. Yeah. And I don't know how else to explain it, but I feel like I'm not me. I'm the beach. I'm the beach life vibes. You know what I mean? It's like the Venom suit. Yeah. They're just like taking over me. And I start getting sleepy, and I look around, and I see this hole in the ground, and I start patting around the hole. It's real nice and warm. It's been in the sun all day. So I take off all my clothes. I'm naked, and I start crawling, like nestling into this hole. It's like where they ripped out a tree. It's like big hole there, and I just curl in, and I'm kind of wedged in there. I'm a little bit stuck, but I can still breathe, and I feel just like a little tickle coming up my leg. Right, it feels like almost like a finger, and I feel another one and another one, and slowly but surely, these fingers are just like crawling up, tickling my leg and my anus and my testicles, my dick.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if it's just like one person with two hands or four people each using a hand. But it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
I slowly start to grow an erection, and one of the fingers just starts circling my anus slowly, and it's like there's a little bit of moisture to it, so it's gliding real nice. And I just spray.
Yeah.
I just blast. And I fall asleep, and I wake up the next day, and the fire marshal is trying to get me out of there. And there were they finally get me out, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I'm really confused, and I'm covered in slugs. Like my whole ass and testicles are covered in garden slugs.
Yeah.
And they were garden slugs. They weren't fingers. And he's like, they throw a blanket on me, and I try to come up with this like cockamamie story that I was mugged, but I still had my phone and my wallet. So they bring me into the jail cell, and they just kind of like let me sit there. But because I'm white and 40 years old, they let me off. And I go home, and I'm at work on Monday, and I've got my shirt unbuttoned. I'm no longer wearing a tie. My hair is all disheveled. My hair's not disheveled. I've got some of those like rows that you get at the beach with the beads in them.
Yeah.
I've got a henna tattoo on my neck, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, Nathan, look, you are a totally different person. What did you do on vacation? What happened to you?" I'm like, "Well, you know what? You wouldn't understand. It's a beach life thing." That's the end of the fantasy.
They wouldn't understand.
They wouldn't. It's really hard to understand unless you've done it, unless you've taken that journey.
Think about the beach that you described. Sorry, let me take a step back. That was an amazing fantasy. It sounds like you had sounds like there's what should I say here? I'm trying to think of something to say about this thing.
It was a transformative experience, is what it was.
Sounds like it would have been really transformative for you.
That did open the gateway into basically another plane of reality. I was just
I really don't even know what to say.
Being guided. It was really spiritual, if anything else.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the beach life?
I was just going to make something up. I don't know.
Do you ever hear whispers when you're at the beach? You just be sitting there, and we'll say something, and it'll be like,
it's like that Terrence Malick movie. Sometimes when I go at the beach,
like I'll be bobbing up and down. I'll like swim out really far to try to get away from my family.
Yeah.
And everybody else. I'll just be bobbing up and down. Like my head in and out of the water. I'll hear a whisper, and the whisper will be like, "Steal that car."
Okay.
Drive that car along the boardwalk. Don't stop. Keep going. They'll never catch you. You know what I mean?
I get stuff where it's like I'll be laying down, and I'll see my wife and daughter like playing in the sand. I'll be and I'm laying down, like letting the sun roast me, my body. And I'll hear things like, "How long ago was it? They promised you the world." Stuff like that. A little more ambiguous.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder like what's going on inside my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sometimes I'll be lying in the beach,
Mhm.
and it won't even be like a whisper. It'll be more like an intuition. I'll look over and I'll see there's like a guy next to me who's really sunburnt.
Mhm.
And I just want to just take a bite out of that leg, you know?
Like a turkey. Like a,
Yeah, just the sun's just been roasting it for days and days and days, just slow cooking it.
mm-mm.
And I know it's not right. And in no other context would I be compelled to taste human flesh, but in that specific situation, just want to take a little taste, you know? I can't stop thinking about it.
I got kind of a boardwalk story.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'm walking along the boardwalk, and I'm in the Navy, and we just docked, and I have a couple days off. And I'm going around chasing tail.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a lonely guy. I'm in my 20s. Why not try to get a little bit of that action, some company? And I go by the Muscle Beach, the muscle part of the beach. And I just see these guys pumping iron. You know what I mean? These guys are so puffed. I'm just
Mhm.
like, what the fuck are these guys running from? You know what I mean? I thought I was
Yeah.
running. I guess I came to the, I'm watching them. I come to the conclusion. I'm like, damn, everybody's running from something, brother. You
Yeah.
know? And like, I asked, well, hey. He's like, what? Annoyed. I'm like, how you get your jaw so big? And he's like, I use Greco gum. And I'm like, Greco gum? Yo, what the fuck is that? Greco gum. I never heard of that shit.
Yeah.
And I look it up on my phone, and it turns out it's this gum. It's all authentic mastic gum from Chios, Greece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if you go on the website, they have this little thing from the founder, Logan. And it says, I started Greco gum out of necessity. After having chewed mastic gum for over a year, I had grown frustrated as a consumer. For North Americans, mastic gum was hard to come by. Delivery times and shipping fees were excessive, and there were quality consistency issues from the seller. I could see that being a problem and annoying. I wanted to treat the gum with the kind of respect and care that it deserves. I started sampling product from mastic gum producers from all over Chios until I found the best gum on the market. And here we are now. Welcome to the Greco Gum family. Logan, founder. Our story. Our mastic gum is produced on the Greek island of Chios, where mastic gum has been produced for millennia. We have partnered with local producers to create a 100% natural, completely organic product to make widely available in North America. If you've used other mastic gum before, try Greco gum. The difference in quality is palpable. So this is a gum you chew, and you can see improvement in your jawline immediately. You want to get that muscular jaw that you see. A lot of these guys have. A lot of these guys use this gum. You don't use a dumbbell in your mouth. You use this gum.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a muscle man gum.
Yeah.
And
you get those gains on your jaw muscles.
You have to think about the whole composition of your whole body. It's not just your arms. It's not just your legs. If you want to show people that you are completely committed to sculpting your body, you got to go all the way. And that includes diet, and that includes Greco gum.
Yeah. You can't be walking around popping your delts and your triceps and then have these skinny little chicken leg jawline.
Well, people, when they see you, you want them to think like, that guy put all that work in.
Yeah.
That guy took it to the limit. And he's not normal. He's a freak of nature. He's not like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, I go to the boardwalk and I see that. I get that advice about Greco gum. And then I hit on a couple girls. It's like that movie Scarface, where I hit on a couple girls and they're just disgusted. One woman's bikini literally falls off because she's so scared and runs away.
Yeah.
And everyone is like, kind of like startled, but also like, hey, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And scared for her, obviously. And then another girl I see is like trying to tan, a stuck-up girl, and I go up to her, and I have like a bunch of hot dogs, like on a tray, and inside of one of the hot dogs is my penis. And I'm just standing in front of this woman. She's like, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "Would you like a hot dog?" And she's like, "Please." And I'm like, "Pick one. Pick the best one you think is the best. Feel them." And she feels each one. She grabs one. It's my wiener. She just smacks me right in the face, and I have to run away. I'm like, God, this is hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just start drinking.
Yeah.
Start slamming them back in a really ugly way. Like I go to a bar, one of those bars where it's like you're waist deep in water, and I just get a shot glass, and I'm like, just bring the whole bottle. I'm just gonna want to keep them coming. And so he pours me a shot. I drink it. And I'm like, another one, and I just do that. Like you get the bartender just like, just take the bottle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want your money. Just take the bottle and get the fuck out of here. You disgust me. And I just start chugging it, throwing up, and chugging more and more. And it's just ugly and gross and sad.
Yeah.
And I'm stumbling around. At nighttime, the boardwalk isn't that much fun. You know what I mean? It takes on a different life. It's seedier, it's scarier. There's people walking around, people you don't want to mess with, people you don't want to make love to, and people you don't even want to share a cup of coffee with because they got nothing good to say.
Yeah, that's when the sharks come out.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. So there's a toy store, and I'm hammered, and I'm looking in the toy store, and I'm just like seeing all these little characters running around. Like there's one of those cuckoo clocks, and there's like it strikes like 7:00, and like you'll see like a bar maiden run around, and like a little guy's chasing her, and there's like a Pinocchio like marionette dolls, GI Joes and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, that's so nice. I'm so drunk. I'm like, that's so beautiful. You know what I mean? And I like that a lot. I lean against the wall, I slide down, and I'm just drinking. I'm like, I wonder what that would be like. I fall asleep. I wake up tiny.
Yeah.
I wake up tiny. And I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. I'm dusting myself off. A dog starts coming down the street. I'm like, oh, yeah, get away from this dog. I run into the toy store. All the toys are having sex with each other. Okay, they're all doing each other. Like G.I. Joe is doing Barbie, and like Barbie is like, doing stuff with Waldo. The chess pieces are all going at each other with like trolls and stuff like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are like gangbanging the Pinocchio. Stuffed animals are like squirting and stuff like that. And Waldo is just like watching the whole thing. And then I see like a group of them like surround in a circle. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on in here? I'm like so excited, totally aroused, and like totally, I think it's all so cool. And it shows like there's like a princess doll and like a king doll, and they're just going at it. And a transformer trips me and pushes me. Because they don't like me. He calls me a flesh toy or something like that, because I'm like fleshy. I'm not like a robot. I stumble into the king like while he's having sex with the queen toy. He gets really offended, and they all like want to kill me then. And I'm like, no, this is a nightmare. This is not what I wanted. This is not what I wanted. And then I wake up, and the sun is like coming up, and I'm like, oh shit, it was a dream. I didn't belong there. And I was like, I don't belong here,
Yeah.
I go back to the boat, the Navy boat. I give them my resignation, and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. And they're like, all right, you're good to go, man. Honorable discharge.
Wow.
If they believe you,
Yeah.
if you make a good case for yourself, they'll give you just an honorable discharge. You get all the benefits and all that and all the good stuff that comes with being in the Navy, and you get to go home. And I just go home. I start a landscaping business. I get undercut by illegal immigrants and turn into like a right-wing radical guy. I go to January 6th or whatever.
Yeah.
And on the way there, I get pulled over by a cop, and I'm so like on edge. Like the cop is just like, his guard goes up and he tases me, and I never actually make it to January 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of the end of it. Also, blonde. I have like thick blonde curls, but I'm a white guy.
Yeah. 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 I do.
Cherub hair.
Yeah. Yeah. I like how the beach life just totally changed the trajectory of your life,
The beach has a funny way of doing that to people.
It really opened your eyes in a way. Like you could say, yeah, you're getting tased by a cop on the way to January 6th. That's not maybe how you saw yourself living, but who knows what would have happened if the beach hadn't opened your eyes. You could have gone off into service and gotten killed or something.
Down the Navy.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like
Navy's kind of like the nerds of the American defense.
It seems very flamboyant.
The group.
Yeah. Not just because like the stereotype of the Navy, but like,
I guess unless you're a green beret. Oh wait, Marines are Navy though.
Are they?
Oh shit! Yeah, I guess you're right.
I don't know.
Different,
but it seems like where you go,
take it back.
Where you go if you want to say that you're in the armed services, but you don't actually want to be in any kind of danger. You go to the Navy.
You like boats.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked how unwelcoming and hostile all those toys were to you.
Well, they could tell I was an outsider.
Yeah. They didn't make any attempt to involve you in their orgy or their sexcapades. Which you're an open-minded guy.
I grabbed like a toy rag.
Yeah.
I used to clean toys, and I like put it over my head to like shroud myself.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't see that I was like a man that was just toy sized.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks.
I was right there with you. Well, when you were talking, I had a real quick fantasy come up. So I'm
what's up? Shoot, man.
I'm like a townie at a beach town.
Mm-hmm.
And I set up a stand on the boardwalk. I set up like a nonprofit, and I'm basically like, like the amount of condoms that get flushed down the toilets and get into our septic sewer system end up in the ocean, and then they get eaten by the sea turtles, and they choke and they die. And so I'm on a mission to recycle, or to properly dispose of, I should say, as many condoms as I possibly can.
Yeah.
So I set up this table that has it's like a bar. It's like a fun thing where if you come and you give like your spent condom and dispose of it in this like receptacle that I have, this like HIPAA compliant sterile receptacle, I give you a shot or some kind of drink. And I'm like become a legend around the beach town. It's like this quirky guy, that does this thing that's ultimately good. But it's like, why have I dedicated my life to this? And like, how am I financing it? I'm like coming out of pocket with it. But I've been doing it for years, like 3 or 4, 5, 10 years. And what I've actually been doing, the reason I've been doing it is I've been slowly collecting sperm, I take it back to my house where I have kind of like a makeshift lab in my basement. You know, it's like if you look at it to look at it, it would look like a meth lab, but I'm not making any meth. What I'm doing is I'm like combing through all the different sperm samples to find the biggest sperm, and then I'm breeding them with other big sperm. And I've been doing this year after year after year, that I've made like small dog sized sperm that I'm going to sell as pets on the boardwalk to tourists. And I make a fucking killing doing it.
That would be cool.
Yeah. So like you come to like Ocean City, Maryland, or like Atlantic City,
What
New
are they?
Jersey,
Are
or
they
like,
kept like in the liquid, or are they on land?
no, they're like suspended in liquid.
Oh,
They're just like the size of like koi fish.
Okay.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah, and they don't like survive in the same. They don't have like a respiratory system or anything like that, so they can.
Yeah.
Maybe they do. I don't know, but you can just like basically keep them in like a bag, like a clear garbage bag, indefinitely. You know, so they're kind of like big sea monkeys.
What do you feed them? Like fish.
They're like no, they're like suspended in a solution. That's made of like smaller, like these big sperms eat smaller sperms, so it's suspended in a solution of like 1-to-1 solution of cum to water to like saline. So it's like all this, the cum that I don't use, I make in this solution, and I have to supplement it with my own cum. You know, so they're basically suspended in this half cum, half saltwater solution, and they can live on that for probably like
the real way to make money is
3 weeks.
The food. That's how you really make the money.
Yeah. Well, what you
then
do,
they got to keep coming back to you to get the food to feed them, which is, I guess you said, it's just sperm, because the sperm eats other little sperms.
Yeah. Or what you could do is you could that's one way. That's the fiscally prudent way to do it, to keep making money, to have this kind of like subscription service. Or if I wanted to do it like one shot deal, you take it home, you set it up however you want, like a fish tank or whatever. And then every couple of weeks you come inside of it. You know, not every couple of weeks, maybe like every couple of days. Like you come in it to keep that like, you know, the aqueous solution of cum consistent.
Interesting.
And so, you know, it's one of those things that like you forget to do, and then it dies, and it's like whatever.
Yeah, it's something
like a goldfish that you win at the circus or whatever the fuck. But you know, it's you get to go to Myrtle Beach and come home with a gigantic sperm suspended in human semen.
I think people would like that.
Yeah, I think they would. It would sell it. Like a bunch of people try to copy my idea, but they just can't do it because the tech, they don't have access to the tech. Like I have in my basement, you know, I have a bunch of different breeds of sperm that I've been crossbreeding for like a decade. Nobody's got access to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally. I've been working on a fantasy a little bit, just have a kernel of it.
Yeah.
But I'm like a lonely baker. I kind of talked to you about this a little bit. And I make a gingerbread woman, and it comes to life.
Yeah.
And it pleases me to completion, like over and over again and stuff. Like we're lovers. We please each other. It's always after every time I have sex, I drink a big glass of ice cold milk.
Yeah.
And the gingerbread woman is like, "Can I have a sip? That looks so good." Because I drink it after I have sex. I immediately like hop out. I don't cuddle or anything. I just go to the refrigerator and I'm drinking out of like a ice cold glass bottle of milk, and it just looks so good. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it's like frosty.
Make it look refreshing.
Yeah.
She's like, that I'm so thirsty. I've never had a drink of anything. And I'm like, no, you can never have a drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One day I'm gone. The mailman comes in and starts just going through my stuff and like masturbating. And the gingerbread woman sees him, and eventually they have sex. And she I start she is about to drink the milk as I'm coming home, and the mailman runs away, so I don't even know he was there. She drinks the milk in front of me. I'm like, no, you mustn't, and she crumbles away. She's a big gingerbread cookie.
Yeah.
She crumbles to the ground. She's gone, and I never screw again after that. That's my last sexual experience until I die.
Yeah. You tried to
warn. Every Christmas, I'm seeing all these kids eating all these my famous gingerbread men and cookies, and it's like traumatizing to me, but I have to do it.
Yeah.
For a living.
Yeah. What do you do to try to make up for that loss? You know, like you try to make a new woman, or like what's your process for grieving that?
I just get into like Twitter. I just go on Twitter, and I just become one of those people that just like, they don't like really have a personality or anything. They just kind of like share like things they know will get a bunch of likes. So it'll be like something you've seen a million times in other people's Twitters. It'll be like I'd probably share that airplane, the woman on the airplane who's like, that person's not real. Did you see this thing?
Yeah, sure.
Like I'd share that like 3 years later.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it'd be like, just like whatever got a bunch of hits. I just save them, and then I just like wait a year, and then I share them again, and then I get like a bunch of followers and a lot of likes and stuff like that.
Right.
It's called crazy clips or something. I just do that constantly.
Yeah.
And I'll post something that's like 24 plus 89. Do the math. Tell me how you do it. How do you visualize it? And like a math problem.
Right.
And all these people are like, well, what I do is I would add this and this first, and then this easy. Boom. The answer is, 79.
People can feel smart in the comments. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like baiting people online. I do that like constantly.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good way to go. I would do the I'd be like one of those blue wave people.
What's that?
That's like the vote blue no matter who. Like they have like all their stuff is just like blindly partisan political content, where they're like they'll post a story from like now that's like Republicans move to ban abortion in 14 states.
Yeah.
And then I repost it. I'm like, how about we don't?
Yeah.
And it gets, like 400 retweets.
That's cool.
And just stuff like that. I'm always like doing different like meme reactions to different like outrage, or like right wing Republican outrage stuff, or like, and enough people, it gets picked up by enough people that spend like retired people that spend all day on social media, that I just get a huge following of people.
Do you think there's a large portion of people that are just retired?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Is that what the deal is?
It's got to be. What's going on with you? Giggling over there. Giggle it.
It's so low energy right now.
Giggle it just a little bit. Speaking of low energy, I ran for 2 days, right? In the morning, 2 days in a row, and then I got sick and I just had to stop. But
that's how it goes.
I was telling you, I could just feel the tea just rushing back into my body after just 2 days of running. Imagine that. That's all it took. 2 days of running, and I was just
I feel so much better after I run.
the tea was just pulsing through my system. Before I was running, I was talking a little bit like this.
Oh, really?
I was like, please don't hurt me. I'm really frail and I've got really bad allergies.
Really?
Oh no, I'm gonna be late for the bus. Oh no, please, out of my way.
You sound like such a fucking wimp.
You know, I was sitting down on the train. I was like, excuse me, sir, can you please help me up? I'm too afraid to stand up on my own. I'm really low T right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But now that you run your T, you feel like your T's you're having a T resurgence.
Yeah, it was so it blew it was so strong inside of me that it got me sick. And you can tell my voice is like ribbony. It sounds like
What kind of sickness do you
smooth
have?
and gravelly. It started as a sinus infection that I got from snorting nootropics. It just spread down to my throat and chest.
Shit, dude.
Make
it easy. You don't want to run every day. You want to run every other day.
But you hear how ribbony my voice is.
Yeah, I just want you to take care of yourself.
You're not supposed to run every day, huh?
No, hell no.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't want to push it so hard that you set yourself up to never run again.
Some of these freaks out here run every day. I see them.
That's because they're fucking on Adderall.
Yeah.
On speed.
So one day I should run. The other day I should just
rest.
I should do other gains.
Yeah. Every other day.
Push up gains and then run one day. And then the other day.
Running you see someone running every day? This person must be rock solid.
This one guy I see running every day does like Ironman competitions.
There you go. This is a fucking freak right there.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he doesn't run every day. What do I know?
That's a fucking bona fide freak. Right? That's someone running. That's for sure. Running from something. Running from his family.
I spend like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 hours a day on my porch, just like, like watching shit happen. So that's a lot of time that I miss. So maybe people aren't running. I don't know.
That's true. I mean, I'm not like a master runner or anything, but
no. What's up with those? Let me see that body. What's up with those gains? I didn't get a chance to look at that body when I was in town.
Look, man.
Yeah, lift that shirt up. Oh, fuck. Yeah, dude. You got it. You got it. Yeah, you got it. I can see it in your shoulders and your arms and your traps. You got it, Mike, man.
What are traps?
These guys, these bad boys.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones that like you really get. If you get those popping, you'll always look like you're jacked no matter what.
Thanks, man.
You got it, Mike, man. I can see it.
I can do 6 chin-ups now.
That's incredible. And it shows.
It's so fucking hard.
It's so hard. What are you doing for your lower body?
I just run, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do none of that squat shit.
Yeah. That's how you get your sack. Tear your sack.
Tear your sack?
Yeah, you squat.
I probably should.
Around, tear your sack.
I probably should. I'd probably run better if I did squats and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like I do enough.
You do enough. You look great.
For someone like me, I'm like, this is enough.
Yeah.
I keep looking at my body. What the fuck am I doing?
How does it feel to look at it?
Feels great.
I'm telling you.
Just gotta keep it up.
The combination of
fuck John.
The tea coming back.
Fuck John.
Yeah, what's he going on his little weekend retreat?
His little buddies. Shout out to John.
Yeah.
And all of his little fucking butt buddies in the cabin.
Yeah.
Makes me sick to my stomach thinking of him having a good time without us.
I know. That's what it comes down to. I was going to make a joke about when they do that cum tasting thing. But I'm not
What is that again?
I'm not even mad about that. I'm mad.
What is it?
It's when they all draw straws. And then one guy comes And like, oh, they all go like basically they don't know whose cum it is, but they all have to taste it, and then they all have to guess. And the person like, if you get it right, you don't get the shit kicked out of you or some weird thing. I don't know exactly what it is, what the reward or consequence is. I'm not even pissed off about that. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
It's just that he's having fun with all his friends.
Who are these guys?
We specifically were not invited. I didn't get an invite. Did you get an invitation for this?
I think it's an Ohio guy thing.
I didn't get an invitation.
Well, you're not an Ohio guy.
Sounds like a bullshit.
I just said it's an Ohio guy thing.
But that seems like I can go to Ohio. It doesn't fucking matter.
No, you have to be like you have to like be an Ohio guy.
Doesn't make any sense.
You can't just visit Ohio. You have to be from there.
How would they know?
You can tell how they act all weird over there.
Yeah. Yeah, they all like ICP.
Yeah, they like hard music, Slipknot, ICP, Operation Ivy, shit like that. Shit that you put on, you can't even listen to because it's just screaming and yelling. It's like, what are these guys so angry about?
Yeah. They all wear those like really big pants.
Yeah.
Really big pants, jester hats. I was driving through through Ohio to get back home. To Chicago from DC once, and I had to like take a detour like to get gas in some town. I forget what it was. It's like everybody walking on the street was wearing big pants, combat boots, and jester hats. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
I thought maybe what is that clown guy stuff?
Yeah, it's like clown, like a clown,
like
fashion
clowns
thing
or whatever.
Yeah, and then I thought it was just like maybe there was like a circus in town or some band or something.
No, that's just like how they look.
No, yeah, because then I did the same thing in Toledo, Toledo and outside of Cleveland, and it was the same in both places.
That's weird. In Chicago, people are getting really weird here. I keep seeing like girls with like green hair.
That's crazy. That's wild.
It's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
I see that and I'm just like, I can't imagine the world that would produce someone to dye their. It's got to be dye, right?
It's got to be. It's
not just like dirty.
It couldn't be natural.
Okay.
It's got to be.
I thought it was like me. I was like wondering, like, is it real? Because I saw a girl with blue hair, and I was like, that is fucking a fucking lost, scary person.
Yeah. Imagine doing that to yourself.
What did their parents do wrong? Like, were their parents there at all? Is the person an orphan? It's scary.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that strong family, support, so much so that your like hair is rotting and turning green and you have like nose piercings, it's just like these people must be just like in and out of jail all the time.
You're like, putting a metal bolt through your skin. That's fucking crazy. Imagine.
Just think about that for a second. Sitting down in a chair, I want you to mangle my body. What kind of sick person does that?
Oh, I don't know.
It's scary.
I've never seen it. I didn't think
I'm fed up with Chicago. I'm terrified of the city. I feel like I'm about to die all the time. I feel like I'm about to get killed. I went to a cafe. It was just a bulletproof glass thing. This barista was behind a bulletproof glass wall. Okay, to get a third way of coffee latte. I give him my money. He gives me the latte, and I just say thank you. Because I just see these people. They used to like people coming in, and there's no chairs, and they're like, please just go.
Yeah,
you can't go. I'm like, there's no chairs here, and they're like, no, we had to get rid of them.
Yeah,
because of all the criminals.
They probably got stolen,
running around everywhere. People are getting killed everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I cut you off. I just had to say that.
No, I mean it's real. Like it's the same thing out here. It's like if you're a homeowner in DC, at all times, no matter what part of DC you live in, no matter what neighborhood, you're at constant risk of somebody coming into your house by force, throwing you out, and taking your house and everything that you own from you.
Like the squatter stuff?
Yeah, they'll just come into they'll say, what you have now belongs to me, and I'm going to take it by force. And what are you going to do? You already defunded the police. Just criminals. You know what I mean?
Criminals.
You can't call the police; they're gone. So this is just law of the jungle now. I want what's yours, and the only thing that people have been able to do to combat this just is brazen criminals walking into their we're talking like $1.5 million houses. Okay, we're talking like these people have something to lose. So people have been just hiring mercenaries and doing like checkpoints and now the criminals have resorted to like doing IEDs in the road, like improvised explosive devices and mortars. It's just a war zone out here.
That is really insane.
Can you believe that? And it sounds like you guys are right there with me.
Yeah, it's like I saw this movie called Beau is Afraid, and I was like, wow, this isn't even funny because this is like how real life is in the city. I envy all these people that, I mean, if you're thinking of moving to Chicago, just don't do it. Just save yourself the trouble. There's some of us that are just stuck here. Just go back to wherever you're from. Just stay there. Because this is hell. This is hell. I saw this guy walking down the street. He couldn't have been more than 22 years old. He's covered in tattoos.
Oh my God.
Long, greasy hair. Wearing a vest.
Ugh.
With patches of just like, I don't know, gang stuff on it. And he had a tattoo on this rail-thin arm of a switchblade.
Ooh.
And I was like, this kid's 19 years old. Like, what has he seen? Jesus fucking Christ. It's scary, dude.
Child soldiers out here.
So, John, wherever you are, shout out to John. Shout out to John's boys. I hope you guys are having a good time. Said he has a hall pass, so we'll see if he ends up having sex with one of his friends like he thought he might.
I don't want to say too much, but I'm actually really giddy. I found out whose cum it was that everybody's going to be tasting, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to give it away because it's going to be happening tomorrow night. But I already found out in advance who it is.
That's cool. You've been texting with
Let's just say they're all going to be very surprised.
Shout out to Rick. Shout out to Owen. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Karen. Shout out to Rob. Who else is in that group? Shout out to
Corey showed up, I think, this year.
Shout out to Dustin. Shout out to DJ and
Tanner. Tanner came in from Southwest Ohio.
Oh,
they
shit.
didn't think he was going to make it.
Tanner's going to be there?
Tanner's going to be there, yeah. He's not.
Oh, man.
He's not the one who's going to be coming. I don't want to. I shouldn't have even said that.
Yeah, you shouldn't. But I guess this will air after that.
Yeah.
Well, what are your predictions for this season of the Sexual Fantasy Cast?
I think one of us is actually going to jack off on the show.
Okay.
You know, I'm guessing it's going to be either me or John. We never had the balls to do it last season.
Let's do it.
And I think we're going to be able to, we'll finally be able to talk about what our male family members, our dicks look like, or what we imagine they look like if we haven't seen them hard.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool.
Like speculating. I've never seen my dad hard. I wonder what his dick looks like hard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I guess. That'd be interesting. For me, I think we should push it to the limit. I'd like to see. I'd like to have more than one guest, although I just can't get it together to do that. And we should have Paul back on again.
We should.
And I don't know. I just want to have a good time. We'll start out slow, we'll ease into it, and then it's just going to get more and more intense. So buckle up, and you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, we've got some great products too lined up for you guys to tell you guys about. All right.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
See you later, Mike.
Sign off. Nathan, I'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you later, Mike.